today we're going to do an updated walk down the Royal Mile. How are you all? Hope you're all happy and healthy and well out there. This actually today is a suggestion from Patreon. I asked on Patreon for some suggestions of videos, and this one came up and a few people liked the idea. And now that I think about it, it's been 4 years since I just did a walk down the Royal Mile, and we just look at everything and see what there is as we walk down. And considering there's been a pandemic in that time, businesses have closed, some things have opened up, it's probably good for anyone thinking about coming. You can see what it's like. Now we're, what's the date today? The 8th of July 2022. You can see, this is actually, believe it or not, that's Edinburgh Castle. And this is all the rostra and everything for the Edinburgh military tattoo, and prior to that, the concerts at the castle. You can just see that's the stage for all the concerts and gigs that are going to be happening. With the castle as a backdrop, I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So I can't really go there unless you've got tickets. Book for Edinburgh Castle. Unless you've got tickets for the castle, you can't really go up there right now. I don't have tickets for the castle, so we're starting literally the very top. I suppose you could call the castle the head. So we're starting at the neck of the Royal Mile. Right here, we're going to walk all the way down. All the way right down at the bottom and see how busy the city is right now, give you an idea, and let's see what there is. We're just going to go all the way down. You good for that? Okay. So, there we go. That's as close as I can get to the castle right now. But let's just go for a walk. So straight away you've got the Conti Cannonball restaurant. If you haven't seen the video, why it's called the Cannonball restaurant, there's a cannonball in the wall up there. I'm not going to go in it at all. Go look up that video. And then you've got a gift shop on the left hand side right here. You can see how busy it is already. Like I said, it's not quite the middle of July, but we're getting there. 1 weekend, and the city is definitely getting busier. Apparently we are not quite at full pre-pandemic visitor numbers. I think Edinburgh Airport is at about 60% of what it used to be of visitors coming to Edinburgh, but still 60% is still a good amount. You might spot these round about Edinburgh right now. Edinburgh Zoo now has giraffes. And this is a feature that is round about town. So there's lots of giraffes that have been decorated by various different companies or charities and things. So you should see how many you spot when you go around. Right beside us here we have the Scotch Whisky Experience right there at the top of the mile, and then opposite it we have Camera Obscura. Definitely, if you've got kids, that's a great one for kids. That is a brilliant one for kids. It is so much fun. I say that because I enjoy it, so that's how I know it's good for kids. And then right here we have the Witchery restaurant. Incredible, beautiful place, and apparently the most haunted restaurant in Scotland, possibly the world. Apparently. You can see how busy it is already. You can see how busy it is already. I have came 50 metres. Moving on. Ice cream? Ice cream, anyone? I don't know if that's open. Not yet. Gift shops upon gift shops. And of course, bagpipers. How can we not have bagpipers on the Royal Mile? Now please remember, if you get your picture with a bagpiper, put a pound coin in their case. That's them doing their job. And they love to take pictures, but at least give them something. And this is us heading, probably the start of we open up into the mile now. That first part is very quiet. This is the hub right here, this converted church. So like I said, this is the hub. You can see at the front here there's a little courtyard with some little places to buy, and sometimes it's open and you go inside and get drinks and things. They have events and things in there as well, so you can hire it for events. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful building. Now, we're literally 100 metres away from where I was at the start of the castle. That's it right there. You come to here, if you remember my shortcut video, right there It's a little set of steps right there, takes you onto Victoria Street and virtually at the Grass Market. It's a very, very handy little shortcut, takes you right down, so please remember that one if you're travelling about. And then we hit the pubs, the Inn St. Ure, the pub at the top of the mile. We'll need to go in there sometime. It's busy, it's very busy. We're hitting the shops now. It's funny when you look at the buildings here, you can see the difference in time of when they were built. Not very many young buildings on this side, but if you look at the difference in the brickwork of these buildings, I mean, you see the difference from that one to that one, and then to that one. That's one of the oldest buildings there on this section, and you can tell by the brickwork. Remember, when you're going down the mile, look up. Always look up, you never know what you might see. Now, as busy as this looks right now, for those of you who are going to be here on the Edinburgh Festival, it's going to be way busier, especially when we hit this middle section over there. To give you a heads up, it's going to be way busier. Now on the left hand side here, we have Gladstone's Land, which is a building that has been, I've told you all this before if you've watched a lot of my other videos, but again, I've not done an updated one of these for a while. Look at that building there is one of the oldest buildings and has been kept as closely as possible to how it was when it was originally built. They've given it a little bit of a, not a renovation, but a restoration is the word I was looking for inside fairly recently, just to keep it looking good. But look at that, always worth a visit if you get a chance to head in there. I do like it when the city starts to get this busy, and especially after the pandemic. It's nice to see you all coming back. I'm genuinely excited that you're all coming back. Tour buses, tour buses, tour buses. As we hit our first set of traffic lights here, before we hit Deacon Brodie's pub, have a look at Wardrobe's Court there for their lovely dragons at the entrance of the close there. Not sure why. Busy, busy, busy. Okay, so again, for those of you who maybe watched the video a couple of weeks ago of 3 things not to miss, right there is the point. There's gold bricks on the ground there marking the last public execution site in Edinburgh, with a plaque on the wall right there. And then we hit, probably when it gets to festival time, the main part of the Royal Mile that will be filled with street performers and things like that. There is St Giles Cathedral right there, opposite St Giles Street, funnily enough. Now, for those of you coming, if you enjoy street theatre, and I'm a massive fan of street theatre, some of the stuff that gets put on during the festival, there's usually a stage here. We'll in a week or two, when things start to get set up for the Fringe, we'll take a wander about and see how things are looking. Things are not quite starting to get set up yet. The Fringe magazine only got launched yesterday, which is quite late for it, but they usually have street performers here. Incredible St Giles Cathedral there. I have never went in to film there. I don't feel like it would be respectful for me to go in and film and make a video, not without permission anyway. But you can go in, you can have a look around. It is an incredible building. If you go all the way to the far end, and then the right hand side, there is a small private chapel for the Queen that when she's not there, you're more than welcome to go into. And if you search, there is a wood. The whole room is wooden carved. You can find it online if you look at pictures. But there is a carved angel playing the bagpipes. On the ground here, we have the Heart of Midlothian, marking the entrance to the old Tollbooth jail. And then, if you actually pay attention and you look around here, can you see bricks that are slightly different than the others that go up and round. And then as you get onto the road here, you can see gold bricks. They're all part of an outline for the old Tollbooth jail here in Edinburgh. Again, all of these I've done in individual videos giving you far more information, but I just want to give you little bits to look out for. None of this has changed. This has been there for a long time. Truthfully, a lot of the shops and things thankfully have managed to survive the pandemic. There have been some small changes, but most of them are still here. This is one thing that's happened during the pandemic, is far more outdoor seating. Now Edinburgh, Scotland does get nice weather. Believe it or not, we do get nice weather. Look, the sun is out. Oh, the bells are chiming. St Giles Cathedral. Oh, they're chiming now. You can see more people are sitting outside. This is kind of new. This looking booths here, that's new. It looks nice. I don't know what it's like inside, but it looks like it's got all-day dining on the door there, though. And as we hit Mary King's Close there, which is the underground street, which you can go in and have a tour of. And on the right-hand side here, we have the Mercat Cross. A lot of City of the Dead and Mercat tours and things start off tours from there. In fact, you can see some of them setting up. This area here always has street theatre during the Fringe, and a couple of weeks right in the centre there will be street theatre. So there we go. There's the Mercat Cross, and right down there, if you're interested, that statue there, that man right there is the man who made the first organised fire brigade in Edinburgh, and then went on to make the first organised fire brigade in London as well. And actually, it wasn't just the first organised fire brigade in Edinburgh, it was the first official fire brigade in the world, formed right here in Edinburgh, and that's the man that did it. Okay, so let's continue on down the mile. Actually, it looks like the street theatre's already started. See this? See the crowd gathered round this in a circle here? It's officially started. It's officially started. There's the Fringe office. If you're here and you're needing to pick up tickets for anything, they'll probably have a ticket hub there that you can pick up tickets. I'm just going to try not to get pulled into the street theatre, but it's excellent to see all this starting up again. It's really exciting. Okay. Now, here we go. As we're hitting this part, you can see there's far more. There's lots of this now in town. These sort of what do you want to call them? Platform seating areas for each pub. So the filling station's got one, and all the restaurants all the way down seem to have them there as well. It does take up a lot of space now. It's going to limit the amount of things that are going on here during the Fringe. It's taken up a lot of the mile, but these places had to make money during the pandemic, and they've proved popular, so they're still here. Lots of places to eat here. Isn't it nice just to take a walk, just to take a casual stroll down the mile just to see what there is? Now obviously you'll see lots of gift shops as you're wandering around, but we've got quite a few. For those whiskey lovers, there's lots of whiskey shops in town who specialise in various whiskies. Again, plenty pubs, plenty restaurants. Now on the left hand side, that's Coburn Street. If you head down there, that will take you to the Edinburgh Dungeons. And then on the right hand side here, that is the Tron Kirk. It's been closed for a long time. I don't know, I think they're doing work to get it back open. You used to be in there, you used to be able to go in and look down and see the remnants of old streets and things, but I think they covered it up. It is open. It is open again. It's been closed for a long time, so it looks like a market. You walk around the various stalls inside. I'm really glad that's open again now. Really glad that's open again. And let's cross over. I should say, a lot of the things that I'm pointing out to you as well, I have done videos on. The fire brigade, the toll booth jail, there's so many things I've got individual videos on, the shortcuts and things, so that's why I'm just glossing over them, because I've made videos on all of these subjects. Okay, we now start on the second half. There's the inn on the mile. To me it'll always be the Bank Hotel. I remember it as the Bank Hotel, but now it's the inn on the mile. Radisson Hotel on the right hand side there. It starts to get a little bit quieter. You'll probably find that as you head down towards the Cannongate part of the Royal Mile, it tends to be quieter. Once we get past the World's End pub, it definitely starts to get quieter, which is a shame because there's a lot of cool, interesting things down there, especially historically wise. And then there's a pub down here that's just called Whiskey. I mean, why not? Across the road here, a couple of bus tours. If you're interested in going bus tours around Scotland, you know, 2 or 3 or even 1 day just trips, you can head in there. There's plenty of companies. That's just one of them that does this. More of these outdoor seatings. There's Whiskey. There's the pub that's called Whiskey. One of 2 Christmas shops, if you like to have a Christmas decoration when you go somewhere to take home. That's the kind of thing my mum used to enjoy. She used to buy a Christmas decoration no matter where she went and no matter what time it was a year that she had it. And again, look up. Remember to look up at all these incredible buildings. Some of them are older than others, obviously. Times change. But if you don't look up, you miss a lot. I mean, look, you would... If you ignore that building there, because you might look up in glass, but then look at that. Look at that. Look at that with the pillars on it. I know nothing about that building, but I can appreciate the look. Look, isn't that great? There's a thing down here that I know. Oh, before I get to it, right there, there is John Knox House. Again, I have done a video where I went there, but if you don't know who John Knox is, John Knox was a very big enemy of Mary, Queen of Scots, as well as Queen Elizabeth I. She was a big enemy of Mary, Queen of Scots, and almost single-handedly turned Scotland from a Catholic to a Protestant nation with the Reformation. You can go in and you can have a wander around his old house there. Attached to it is the storytelling centre, which I think hopefully in the near future I'm going to go in and have a little look around there. But for those of you who are been watching everything, the Haggis box, if you want to go to the Haggis box and you want to go in, say hi, say the Broonford sent you, it's in there now, okay? It is inside the storytelling centre. I don't think you can miss it. Look at those lovely things in the window. We're going to go in and say hi to them again in the near future, hopefully. But yeah, this is what I wanted to point out. Opposite it, look at this. Obviously this isn't as old as some other buildings, but look at the things on the wall there. Pictures, which is what we call, what we still do, the cinema here, the movies. It used to be called the Pictures, an abbreviated version of the Moving Pictures. New Palace Cinema on there, look at that. So that obviously at some point in the past, there used to be so many cinemas, and I mean a ridiculous amount of cinemas in Edinburgh. And since that's an older building, look, you miss bits like this. If you don't look up, you miss the join. Look at the join from the old and the new there. Tweedle Court right there. I think that's got something to do with Outlander, for Outlander fans. And here we are at the World's End pub. The World's End named because it literally was the end of Edinburgh, the original old Edinburgh. This is where it ended. This is where the gates of Edinburgh was. So this was essentially the end of the world. If you were from Edinburgh anyway. And don't forget to look down and have a look at the gold bricks on the ground here that mark the old entrance, the old gates to Edinburgh. There we go, see, that would have been the old entrance. And this is us starting on the Cannongate section of the Royal Mile. Okay, let's start on the Cannongate section of the Royal Mile now. Now it starts to get a little bit quiet here, but it's definitely worth a visit coming down here, apart from the fact that there are some beautiful little restaurants that you would miss. Spanish wine bar there, cafes and bistros, a gallery. If you head down here, just here, there's the chocolate experience, the tour of the chocolate experience. Why would you not want to go to that? But most importantly, there's Mimi's Bakehouse. You all know how much I enjoy a Mimi's Bakehouse. I'm not going to go in today though. Not going to go in today, but I do love a Mimi's Bakehouse. And again, you'll notice more of the buildings in this section are older. If anyone can remember the video where I told the story of that gentleman right there, that's an old one. Let's see if anyone can remember that one. Comment if you can remember that story. There's, you know what, I keep forgetting if it's pronounced Smauve or Smooth. I cannot remember, but that it's got some delicious sweet treats in there. We went in a little while ago and had some incredible waffles. It was great. Definitely head in again. Say the Broonford sent you. So many beautiful cafes and bistros that you just miss. If you don't come down here, you're just going to miss them. Chessel's Court, important in the story of Deacon Brodie. If you don't know the story of Deacon Brodie, it is my ultimate favourite historical story. Historical character from Edinburgh. This is new. This is new. Punjabi Indian street food. Oh, the Cannongate. Oh, that's been done up. That's been getting a lot of work on it, that pub right there. It's been shut for a while. It's nice to see it open again. But look at these buildings. How can you not appreciate and love these buildings right here? Don't they look incredible? Now, it does get a little bit more sparse now. See, you can see there's bigger gaps. But that doesn't mean it's not worth coming down. Now, if we go look down here, this is the end of Market Street right here. That's the end. That's literally the end of Market Street right there. That is the new Brewdog Hotel and Bar. And if you head straight along there, you get to the train station. You get to the Edinburgh Dungeon. I should say as well, sorry, that's New Street, just so you know where you are. A parked hotel right there. A parked hotel. Adagio means it's a parked hotel and it's a parked not. I know I say it a lot to look up, but look at that. Look at that beautiful crest there with the lion rampant above St John's Street. Please remember to look up. Please remember to look up when you're looking at all these incredible buildings. These massive spires here were actually built to fight giant vampires, which used to be plaguing Edinburgh in the 1500s. They were about 50-60 foot tall, and that was the only way we could get them. Tripping them up and making them fall on there. That's what they're there for. This has always fascinated me here. This part here. Look at that beautiful balcony. Okay, not a lot of work has been done on this building. Incredible balcony there. But look at the windows. It's not like there's a doorway out onto the balcony. There's a balcony with windows, not a balcony with a door. I find that fascinating. And then you've got, look at this. Look at these old windows that are now blocked up, bricked up. So the building's been changed. That's not part of the window tax. That's a different thing. Look at all these, because it's doorways as well. See, there's a doorway and windows that have been bricked up and changed. Don't you find that fascinating? Don't you just love that? You've got to search for these things. You see things like this. Look at this, 1677. Behold how good a thing it is, and how becoming well together such a brethren are in unite to dwell. That's the sentence I don't quite understand, but still, it's a lovely sentence. And then as we head down here, we're getting to the old Tolbooth Tavern. Beautiful, beautiful pub that you need to head in, with probably one of my favourite old doors. I love old doors. What I really love is when I just get the chance to just walk down and look, as I always spot things that I have never seen before. And I've never noticed this before. Now there's the old Tolbooth Tavern, which I have mentioned many, many, many times, but opposite, I've never actually looked at this. Apart from the fact that this is lovely, this sticking out bit right here, there's a star right on the top, built right on the top of that building. I've never noticed that before. Why? What does that I need to know, but I don't know. All these incredible details. And there's literally one of my favourite old doors. Isn't that a beautiful old door? Look at it. That door has just seen history. Well, actually, this building has seen an incredible amount of history, but that door, you can just tell that that door has secrets. And I want to know those secrets. So, this one featured in a couple of videos of free things to do in Edinburgh, with the Edinburgh Museum here. It looks like a little yellow and red building, but don't be mistaken, it's actually all of that. All of that is the Museum of Edinburgh, sorry, telling the history of the city in various ways. It's got some incredible things inside it. And then on the left hand side here we have another giraffe. This is another giraffe. Cannongate Kirkyard right there as well. I know a lot of people enjoy going in and exploring old graveyards and things. You've got one right on the Royal Mile right here. But you can see how quiet it is now compared to further up. And this is where you can really, when you get down to this part, you can take your time, you can sit back, you can enjoy. And here we have the second Christmas shop. This one has been here for a long time, this Christmas shop. Again, if you enjoy your Christmas decorations, there you go. Because I know that's a thing. It's not a thing for me, but it is a thing. Starbucks, if you really want to, there's a Starbucks. But there's a lot of local businesses that will serve you just as nice a coffee. But sometimes people want something familiar. I won't judge you. Yes, I will. And there we go. We can see the bottom of the Royal Mile now. Look at this. Look at this on Panmure Close here. Look at these. Panmure Close. Here the Jacobite Earl of Panmure had his townhouse and garden. That house was later occupied by Adam Smith, author of The Wealth of Nations. You gotta look up, people. You gotta look up. Look at that. Can you imagine living there on the Royal Mile? Doesn't that look beautiful? Way above whatever I'll ever be able to own, but still, isn't that lovely? And there is Oink, if anyone likes pulled pork. And the last pub. We pointed out the first pub, so let's not forget to point out the last one. Clorinda's Tea Room has been here for a long time as well. If anyone likes an afternoon tea, apparently that's very good. And there's the last pub on the Royal Mile here, Kilderkin. And then from the next bit on is all the Scottish Parliament. So this is us hitting the Scottish Parliament, which has incorporated this building into it. Opposite, the Scottish Veterans Residence. The Scottish Parliament building. I've never actually done a video about the building, but it's very controversial. It's very controversial. Some people think it's an incredible piece of modern architecture, and a lot of people think it's just an incredible eyesore. It's a very controversial looking building. But there's the wall that I pointed out before, with various quotes from Scots to inspire and celebrate being a Scot. Those things there, just in case you didn't know, those are supposed to be not quotation marks, which some people think. It's actually supposed to be curtains, windows, curtains, and they're all open. The whole idea of that part of the design was that the Scottish Parliament windows are always open to the public. You can always see in. That was the whole point of them. Oh, and I shouldn't forget, White Horse Close. A lot of people, whenever I'm down this sort of way, give me a row because I never point out White Horse Close, and I will point it out because look at that. Isn't that incredible? Just off the Royal Mile here. Lots of people come here to get pictures because it is just a beautiful little courtyard. But please, if you do come here, remember, that's people's houses. And then, here we are, bottom of the Royal Mile. There is the Queen's House, Holyrood Palace, right there, with the Queen's Gallery, and then the shop as well. And, again, as I said, the Scottish Parliament. That has taken us all the way down. That has been a walk all the way down. Have I pointed out everything? Not even scratched the surface, but at least it gives you maybe a little orientation. Holyrood Palace, Salisbury Crags, Arthur Street, Holyrood Park right there, and the Scottish Parliament. Walk down the Royal Mile. I didn't even scratch the surface of all the things. I could probably make a million videos of the history of the Royal Mile, various little stories and everything like that. And some of the things I've mentioned, I have done videos on all those individual things. So if you're interested in them, just look it up. They're all on the channel. There's one of the particular things, like for instance the Fire Brigade. Look up the story of the Great Fire of Edinburgh that's on the channel. That'll tell you more about it as well. But I hope you've enjoyed that, guys. If you have, please remember, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. It would mean the world. You've actually no idea how much it helps out a YouTube channel if you just press that subscribe button. So if there's any channel, including mine, that you enjoy, hit that subscribe button. But look after yourself. Until next time, bye humans.